Are we good, you guys?
Illinois. You ever been there?
Hey everyone, we should get started. Okay. All right, so is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
Second.
All those in... Oh, right. Yes. So we need to, I think we should cancel the August meeting. Oh my gosh, you
There
guys.
wouldn't be a code there.
Can we give them extra, can we give them the points just for being here tonight?
We have to decide that before we approve the consent agenda, correct?
I think we have to approve it before we approve the entire agenda, because it's mentioned
Okay.
at the end.
No, we didn't. You have to add it to the
Oh, we have to
agenda.
add it, that's right. We have to add talking about it to the agenda, that's what we have to do.
Oh, got it.
Okay, sorry.
I move that we add talking about an August meeting and whether or not we have one to the consent agenda.
Or to the agenda.
The agenda.
To the
We'll
agenda.
discuss it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Opposed? Great. Okay, now we can approve the agenda. Sorry, everyone.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All the discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, great. Now consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, now citizens' comments. Come and get your points. I assume you're in some sort of order that Karen here will have? Okay.
First one is Anna Solomon.
And if you all wouldn't mind telling us, in addition to your name, kind of where you live in Ann Arbor, that would be great.
My name's Anna Solomon, and I live on Madison Place off of Eberwhite in the Old West Side. In the spirit of the summer games, I have written the library a love letter. Dear library, I love you. I have loved you as only a poet can love you. For the catalog of slim volumes lovingly selected, the obscure, the contemporary, the local, I've delighted in finding on your shelves. Knowing they are there means more than just my own chance to take them home. It's a reminder that I am not alone in my love of these little books and little presses. To find them there is a gift of connectedness. I love you as only a mother can love you. For the daily ritual of story times, where members of the magical society of storytellers miraculously arrive with puppets and felt boards and old folk songs that save me and my ilk of bedraggled, sleep-deprived, crazed new mothers and fathers, and have day after day, week after week, year after year, helped raise children delighted by story, by the rhythm of call and response, the balance of stillness and movement, and the mysterious pleasure of communal listening. I have loved you as everyone loves you, because you are a unicorn, or maybe a narwhal, library humor, among government institutions, a place of imagination, a place of play, a place of calm, a place of innovation, a place that brings people together. I love your codes and your badges, your fish and your librarians, your tents and your hula hoops, your secret labs, your lawn games, your disco balls, your theremins, your art. I love you for what you are and what you have been and what you will become. With summer games in my heart, yours truly, Anna Solomon. Thank you.
Linda Peck and Nancy Elder.
Can I ask a quick question? The rule is that we aren't encouraged to respond. We can say thank you, though, right? Okay. Thank you. That was fantastic.
But we do need to know their address. Yes. We don't.
Good evening. My name is Linda Peck, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters. And we've just held a poster contest that invited all high school students in Washtenaw County to invent a poster with the theme Vote 2018. So we had 103 entries, and they're fabulous. So we just heard today from Terry Suave that the library is willing to work with us and display some of these posters downtown and at the branches. So I wanted to just show you a couple. I've got 10 here. Wanted to pull out a couple. You are not alone. Let them know. Vote with the White House. My point in coming here, let's see, not voting isn't a protest. You're forfeiting your freedom. When you do not vote, you have no right to object. So I'll just stop there with the demonstrating and just say that we're really thankful that the library is willing to work with us. They hosted our award ceremony at the Pittsfield branch, which was packed to the gills, and it was great. And so now, as a committee, the poster committee, we would like to ask the library to break with tradition a little bit and consider doing an exhibit that would include a few posters that would bring some reference material from the library to include. So it'd be informational, not just pictures on a wall, if that's possible. I know it's kind of like an old-fashioned idea, and I understand that there are no tables for display, so it could be problematic, but that's kind of what our idea was, that we could work together and come up with something that would be attractive with these beautiful posters and also informational. And we have a lot of free bookmarks with the logo, vote411.org, which if you go to the link, it's a league link. It gives all the information about if you're registered, how to register, forums, everything. So we would give you those to distribute. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll just see what happens. We'll work with Terry, but if you have any input at all on that suggestion to go with kind of a little bit more complete exhibit, we'll work with you in any way we can to get that to happen. And the other point is, if we can, out of the 103 posters, it would be so nice to take examples from students in the neighborhoods around the branches, so that when people come and say, oh, that's so-and-so, I know him, I go to school with him, or whatever. So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to bring those.
Laverne Jackson Parker.
Good evening. How are you? So I wanted to, and I thanked some of the other librarians around town where I've stopped from time to time for all that you do. You're so forward-thinking. You have provided me, at one point, you provided me with a computer and a printer. I had a water damage in my home, and before I told them to not pack my computer and my printers, they had packed them and moved them away from my house. And so the library saved my life, because I was able to come and keep doing what I do with your computers and with your printers. So I'm thankful for that. In addition to that, I thank you for all of the activities, all the opportunities that you have around town. In addition to, oh my God, the summer game. I love the summer game. So, thank you for all of that, all of the events, all of the speakers, the crafts that you can come to the library in. And the thing about it is, it's not just thrown together. It is well planned, well prepared. It's just well done. So thank you. Thank you very much. And, oh my God, the code.
Gotta write it down.
What's your address?
Oh, I'm on the west side of town, on Elizabeth Road.
Great.
Hey, Laverne.
Yes.
We used to require.
Where the hell you been all these
When
years?
did that
So we don't actually need to ask them their address.
Okay, I always thought we had to.
I know, but Josie looked it up and we don't.
Great.
Nice to see you.
That changed, but without telling us.
So maybe in lieu of your addresses, you could tell us which branch you like to go to the best when you come up.
No.
Please don't, please.
Madeline Fay.
Ready? Okay.
We're not scary, I promise.
They're not scary. Do you wanna? Okay. Well, this is Madeline Fay. She's playing the summer game. She lives on Morton Avenue in Burns Park, and she wanted to say thank you before we got here for all the great books that are helping her learn how to read when she gets ready for kindergarten in the fall. Is there anything else you want to say? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. And good luck in kindergarten.
Kathleen in, I can't read the last name. That's,
Is that you, Kathleen? Okay.
So I want to say thank you and echo everyone about the summer games. As the years have gone by, you become more mindful of persons with disabilities, and codes have become easier to find. They're not in stairwells or in levels that we can't access. So I want to thank you for that and for thinking of us. I also would like to consider and think about two areas of accessibility needs here at the main branch AADL. The first one being in this room here. This weekend specifically, I came for the book sale, and they had books and things up on the staging area, and I was not able to access the audiovisual materials, and so I'm wondering what the library is considering to do in the interim. The other area that I would like the library to think about is the patio area off of the main, off the first floor. I don't know if any of you have attended the summer festival, but they have these amazing little prefab ramps that kind of hook to the curb, and I know that it's not a very long way down. I could probably make it down, I just couldn't make it back up again. So I would like the library to consider making some changes if it could, as we're still talking about possibly having a new library altogether. But I want to thank you for everything that you do. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, she can't see the code, Eli.
Okay, thank you.
Melanie Baldwin.
Hi, you guys all know me. I'm Melanie. I'm from the Friends and the staff and everything. I just want to say thanks. I love the summer game. I love helping you guys with it from the Friends point of view and just from playing it. And it's just awesome. And I just wanted to say thanks and get the code. So, thanks, everybody.
Edward Giametti.
Yes, that's right.
Hi, I'm Edward Vilmetti. I live on Brooklyn Avenue, halfway between Mallett's Creek and downtown on the number 5 route. I wanted to thank you for the summer game. It reminds me how much I love the library every year, and it reminds me to come back and check out some books because I had 0 checked out at the beginning of the summer, and now I have several. I want to thank you for having an acquisitions budget that lets you get new books all the time, which is really great. I lived in a town that had a library that had a $0 budget one year, which was really, really sad. But I don't live in a town like that right now, so which is really lovely. And I want to encourage you all to, as soon as a spare moment comes free, to, I'm very much looking forward to Melcat coming back. As I think we all are. I know that it's a bunch of work to do that, that interfacing two complex systems is a very complex problem, but I'm very much looking forward to Melcat again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed. When I worked here, Ed was known as the super patron.
He was a code one year.
Joe Shea. Yeah. Joshua, maybe? Okay, that might be it. All right.
My name is Joshua Corcoran. I live on Fountain Street. I love this library. And I love to check out books here. I come here like once a week, sometimes twice. I also love watching videos here. From here, anyway. I think that the library should have more classic Doctor Who. I also had to go here to get the code.
Did you get it?
Okay, Kim Borges with James Borges Moore.
I'm Kim, and this is Jamie. His first visit to the library was at 6 days old, and he spent most of his first birthday here playing with the Green Toys bus. He loves the bus and the rocket ship. And his favorite book is Touch and Feel Town.
All right.
So thank you. Not much to say now that we're up here.
And our regulars, Lat and Tom Brown.
No kisses, just regular.
I'm Lat, and this is my dad, Tom.
Hi. That's all I need.
And we live at 2609 Cranbrook Road, and we are at the Mallett's Creek Library. That's our library.
So, first thing, these blankets we got from the summer game, these are so great. We've laid out on them many nights watching shooting stars, and they're fantastic. But they're really hard to fold back up. We have some other stuff too.
We also
brought some stuff. We've gotten these bags from the bags, right? These are great. I use this every day going to school. I work at Dearborn High School. And we were hoping maybe there could be a summer game code in Dearborn, but then we thought that might be a little too far.
That might be a little too far.
So I guess not.
And I work at the Ypsilanti Public Library at the cafe in Beezy's, and sometimes people recognize my Ann Arbor District Library stuff, and I feel like there's a competition going on. And we also got these binoculars so we can see all of you better. And here's a coaster. It's very vintage from the puzzles. And we made coasters this year at a summer game event.
Yep, made coasters.
We like the crafting events because you get to make cool stuff. I also work at the scrap box, and we're making, and I'm in contact with a librarian to get a code at the scrap box this year. It's very exciting.
Very exciting.
And sometimes I get so excited that I have to pour myself a drink, drink it out of my library tumbler. But sometimes I need to drink on the go, so I've got my library water bottle. But sometimes there's too much water altogether, so I have to get my library umbrella.
And our most useful item, according to the wife, is the pizza cutter.
We use the pizza cutter a lot to cut pizza usually.
Yeah.
Anything else we have? Oh, what's your hat from?
Oh, I made the hat this year at the one of the
at the summer game kickoff?
Yeah, sometimes I'll come to an event just to get the code. And then I wind up doing the crafty thing, whatever it is. And I go, wow, that was really fun, or that was cool, and that was great. Like, I went to see this speaker about Albert Kahn. I thought, oh, that's going to be a little... And it was fantastic. The guy was really good, and I was really impressed. So thank you for all that stuff, for the codes, for the game, and for the library. Yes?
Thank you very much.
Jerry and AJ Burkeiser.
small one down.
I love this summer game.
No, okay.
So that's my son, AJ. I rediscovered the library about 6 years ago. He's 6.5. And I discovered the summer game about halfway through that year. And the following year I became very, very competitive. And the following couple of years I was so competitive it drove me insane, and I was probably top 10 players somewhere. And it drove me so crazy that I'm like, I gotta stop. So I don't know where I am anymore, but I know I'm nowhere near top 10 because I had to back off. It drives me crazy. But they inspired me a little bit because I remembered that I had something in my purse that I got from the summer game. And I was so excited that when you guys offered it because I have a backstory for it. So many, many years ago, my family had to go down to Tennessee for a passing in my family. And on our way back, we hit this horrible snowstorm in Ohio. And it was so bad that we could have made it home. We were like 45 minutes from home. But it was so bad, and it was the middle of the night. We were so tired, we pulled over at a hotel and stayed the night at the hotel. And this was like April, June, do you remember, Brent? It was like May. It was like past, like when you would have your snow scraper in the car, right? And we come out, and our front windshield is covered in ice. But I think we actually had our snow scraper, or maybe we didn't, I don't remember. But anyways, you offered this, so now I keep this in my purse. And it's just ice scraper. And I got it from the summer game. So the other thing I wanted to say was a couple of years ago, I was up here getting my code, and I mentioned how one of the other local libraries that I have, by the way, Ed, if you think you recognize me, you do. I'm able to be a part of another library around that's here because I work in that district. And they offer Amazon ebooks, and I came up here and said, please, that's so wonderful, I offer Amazon ebooks, and you guys expanded your ebook, and we're loving it, and he's loving it, and he's reading them, and he's having so much fun. He actually filled out his own card. I made him actually do his own reading this year because he learned how to read this last year. And and I'm reading chapter books to him, so I filled my card out with all the chapter books I read to him. So I don't want to take any more of your time, but we love the summer game. Thank you. All right, good job, honey.
Amanda Reel.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Reel. I most often frequent the downtown branch and the Westgate branch, which is lovely. Good job on that. I work for United Way of Washtenaw County. I support our grant making and also our volunteer center, so thank you for volunteering in all that you do. But I just wanted to say, as a nonprofit public sector person, thank you for serving all of our community and all that you do. I know sometimes that's challenging, but it's also very important, and I really appreciate that the library is there for everybody. Kudos to your staff for continuously evolving programming. I'm just amazed at the creativity that comes out of the Ann Arbor District Library. And high praise for the summer game. Whoever came up with that is a genius for pushing us out into the community, maybe driving us crazy, finding codes, but encouraging people to go places and do things that might be out of their comfort zones. So thank you very much.
Hi there. I have to say I'm real impressed at how many people wrote things down and the fact that it didn't even occur to me that I could write things down. I'm on Fernwood. Mallett's Creek is my branch. I'm a very long time library user. In fact, I used to go to the Loving branch. And in fact, as a Master Gardener, I wrote for the Master Gardener newsletter, and I was on the Mallett's roof when the rain roof, what is that called, was planted, which was really fun. I love, all your books, but also your videos. I'm a big British TV fan. I'm always impressed when I look up a video going, oh, they're not going to have this. It's super obscure, and then you have it. I also really like your library lockers. I sometimes work crazy hours, and it's a real nice way for me to still get my books in a time that's convenient to me. I also love the summer game. As the other person said, I got super crazy with it last year. Was also in the top 10 and totally had to scale back this year. I would say I don't know where I am, but I'm 241. I really like the Branch Explorer badges because mostly everyone just goes to their own local library branch, and I think it's neat to go out and see the other branches. I love the parks walks. A friend and I had go on regular walks, but again, we stick to like 4 or 5 parks, and we've been able to go to different ones that we wouldn't necessarily go to. So that's all, and thank you, and got my code.
Emily Hyde.
Hi, I'm Emily Hine. One of the things I love about the summer game is that it makes me do things I wouldn't normally do. I confess that I could see the code from back there, and I considered maybe not coming up to the podium. But here I am. I wanted to say, so my first branch, when my son, who's now 9, was a toddler, was the branch that was in the Plymouth Mall. And so I saw that sort of expand and become the Traverwood branch. And then my next local branch was the Mallett's Creek branch. And now we live close to the Westgate Library. And when I go to the Westgate Library, it's really very clear how much the renovations there transformed that library branch into something, I mean, not that it wasn't a great branch before, but, you know, just exciting in a new way. Especially as a parent, I love the Sweetwaters connection and being able to take my kids to a free place to play that also has so much else going on. And I guess I don't know where you guys are at with talking about the renovations to the downtown library, but if I was going to say anything, it would be just to give my support for renovating that space the way I've seen Traverwood and Westgate be renovated. So thanks for listening.
Hello. So I prepared my remarks while sitting here. So I currently live at the confluence of 14 and 94, so in that area, as Jamie can attest, ride the same bus.
We're neighbors.
Yeah. Altogether, throughout the course of the past 14 years, I have lived in Ann Arbor for 10 of them, and I realized that at some point in my life, given that I did a lot of apartment hopping when I was in school, every single branch has been my home branch. It's now Westgate, and it's the first time I've really spent time out there, so I was never in the old space, but so I really have come to appreciate each of the branches, and I'm really glad to have a local branch no matter where I've been living in town or working or whatever branch was most accessible to me. So let's see. So I came here for the summer game points, not surprising, like a lot of people. But before when I knew I had to talk, I was like, oh no, what am I going to say? And I started thinking about what makes the AADL special and why I love it and why I'm invested in this summer game thing. And there are a lot of reasons. I've lived in a lot of places, and all of those places I've been very fortunate and privileged to have very good and broad and well-supported library systems, and it's truly astonishing what the AADL is able to offer in terms of the breadth of its programs and the diversity of its programs and the amount of its programs, not just during the summer. I mean, I've seen concerts, I've played video games, I've made a flashlight, I've participated in a spelling bee, and that's like what has happened in the last month and a half. So that's really cool, and it's just amazing for such a city that really isn't that big population-wise or size-wise. The library is so well supported and so much a part of the community that you can offer so many enriching events. There's so many different types of enrichment I didn't even know that I wanted or needed. I also wanted to say about the summer game that I think it's truly amazing that it gives adults especially the chance to play. You know, play.aadl.org. I think it's something that we don't really think about in our culture, don't really emphasize enough. And as an avid board gamer, old school video game player, I love the opportunity to seize on something and just to have fun with it, to go out and explore these parks that I've never even heard of despite living here for 10 years. to go out and to compete, you know, like a little thrill of competition, or to do a scavenger hunt in a branch, or to see one pop up in the library where I work. It's a lot of fun, and I think that it really just brings a nice community spirit to Ann Arbor, and it's one of the things that after a few years living away and coming back has really made Ann Arbor feel again like home to me, just the library and the summer games. So thank you for all that you do. It's truly appreciated, and I think you're really leading the way in public library service.
So since so many of you play the summer game, Meg's being very humble, but she won the summer game last year.
I'm not winning this year.
So just thought you might all appreciate that more than your average person.
Like way more queens than should even be possible.
Paul and Sarah?
Hi, I'm Paul with Sarah. We're Mallett's Creek patrons. Yeah. A little while back, last winter, we were looking into insulation for the house and doing some research, and we saw a lot of really cool pictures of heat escape from a house, you know, based on a special camera that took pictures of heat escape. And Sarah said, you know, that's something the library would probably have, the camera that would do that. And so I have to say congratulations on training your, you know, conditioning your patrons to automatically assume that we'd have something like that. And I know that's kind of, it's risky stuff, buying, you know, making that sort of outlay for circulating things. But please, in the future, take more risks. We're happy to, you know, even if they're not all successful, it's really great to see that you're taking the risks and seeing what sort of future libraries will have.
Thank you.
Dave.
Hey, I'm Dave. Incidentally, I don't really play the summer game, but I know, gosh, right?
Tomorrow you will.
My life is just really busy right now. But I do have to say that it's really cool. I've been coming to library programs for probably the better part of a year, and to see like so many more attendees during the summer, probably because of the summer game, is just really cool. So I wanted to talk about events a bit. I go to a lot of events. I actually help run a few here, which is really cool, like probably every 3 months. But as far as events go, I have these programs and I carry a few with me at pretty much all times and like give them out to people. And I realize in doing that this might be the only exposure that people get to the program. So if like they might not go online and check what's coming on, or they might not come into the library and see the poster that's like, oh, this is what's going on this week, or this is what's going on today. Some people might just look through here. This month in particular, I noticed the last 2 pages had an error. The sewing lab came twice, so I don't know if something was missing there that should have been there. And an event that I had come to monthly for a while was not on the program, but I found it on the website. So, like, if I didn't check multiple places, I might not know. So I'm thinking similar to how we have the weekly, like, this is what's going on this week. It might be cool to have a poster that's like, oh, this is errata from the programs, or these are new programs that are added that aren't in the printed program, so people can at least be aware of them. So that's pretty much it. Again, props to everybody here for playing the summer game. I hope you all, you know, have a fun time. You can't all win, but yeah, unless you all tie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Wow. Well, if you didn't manage to sign up before the start of the meeting, you can speak at the end. But thank you all so much. That was amazing. That's the most I mean, right?
Yeah.
In years.
That was great.
Wow.
If there's anyone else who didn't sign up, wants to speak, they're totally able to. I will say that.
Oh, yes, right now.
And not have to
sure,
wait
you don't
till
have
the
to wait
end.
to the
Right.
end. I'm sorry.
We're not sorry, we will.
Go ahead.
Oh, good. Great.
Yeah, just give us your
You
name.
do have to stand front row first.
I'm Tammy. This is Kathy. Hi, Kathy. West is our branch. We love our new branch. Thank you. Though we do spend a lot of time here because of the secret lab next door, so thank you for that.
Which we love the name, Secret Lab. We tell everyone about it, so just so you know, it's no longer secret. Just like I know. So I want to tell you that this is my friend. Her name is Kathy, but her second name is The Enabler. I didn't know anything about the summer game several years ago, and my friend Kathy said, "You what? You don't know about this?" And now it's pathetic. I have gotten things for my house. I made a rug for my house. I made coasters for my friends to come over. I know where to go because I found a new B&B. Let's talk about food. Keegan Rogers, love him. I cook once a year. Ask my friend. She comes over and she is my sous chef for Thanksgiving. Literally one day a year. Now I can cook more. Who knew you could do so much with what do they call them? Garlic scapes. Who knew? I just found that out. It's an unusual vegetable that he taught us about last week. And let's talk Zingerman's. Brilliant move. Thank you. The bacon. Oh, please. And from the game shop, you have enabled me to keep my people at work dry. I have the umbrella, the same umbrella. 4th of July, that is my blanket so people can find me on Main Street, on State Street. Look for my library blanket. And by the way, if you need help folding, see me. The soft-sided cooler, every year I go on vacation, and it enables me to bring back chocolate from the chocolate garden for my friend. Thank you. Let's see what else. And I said thank you for the West Branch, which we can both walk to. It is so close. I started looking up how many events I did. It's an average of 10 to 12 a month. Now, you might think I don't have a life going to that many things. I work 3 jobs, a full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. That is how good you are. You have that many things that I can't choose. I would probably go to 20, but I do have 3 jobs. And also, I wanted to thank you in a kind of backwards way because I love all the cool things you do, and I do mean cool because I'm going to confess, I don't have air conditioning, and the expanded hours at Westgate, I have really been taking advantage of the 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday with no air at my house, so thank you.
I just want to thank you for the variety of programs and tools that you have available here, and honestly, I just gave them the code.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Yes, thank you
Yeah,
all
that was
so
great.
much.
That was great.
Amazing.
You can watch yourselves on YouTube too,
Oh,
so this has been
yeah.
recorded forever.
It's good you waited until after to tell them
Yes.
that. Okay, I think it's Bill's turn to come up.
Good evening, everyone. You have my report for June in front of you. We collected $15,634,833 in tax receipts, which is $36,775 more than what we had budgeted. We are ending the year under budget for expenditures by $1.5 million.
Would you explain that number?
Okay, well, that number is kind of inflated. We have $816,000 in the capital fund project that comes out of that, so we're really only $700-some thousand over or under budget. So that money will roll into next year into the capital fund project.
And that $700,000 is mostly as a result of taxes that we did not budget for at the beginning of the year?
Well, we only received about $37,000 in over in
Okay.
tax receipts,
Okay.
so that's just underspent in some other areas.
Any questions for Bill?
me?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Josie?
Okay, a director's report. Thank you. Let me get my notes here. All right. This is an upcoming event in August 19th. The Shiga Prefecture from Japan will be bringing Calligraphy Exhibit here, and it will we will have a reception on August 19th on Sunday afternoon. Public is invited. This exhibit's going to pretty much take over the entire library, and midway through will change out completely. So it's 2 exhibits in one. There's so much material. There will be a demonstration on the 19th, and then in the week, a couple of days following that, so you can come and learn to do calligraphy in yourself from masters who are coming here for the period of time. We're very pleased to be able to do this, and we're partnering with several organizations in town and the university to bring this to the, and they chose the Ann Arbor District Library as a location locally for this exhibit, so we're very happy about that. These are some upcoming events just in the near future. The 13th Annual Lego Contest, which will be at the Kensington Court Hotel on the 9th. Viewing, where I come from, viewing is about something, not about alive people. So every time I read that, I have to stop myself. Viewing of Lego exhibits will be, Lego entries will be at 6, and awards will be at 8. This is a huge event. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. Hundreds of people submit entries into this, from toddlers up to the oldest person you can imagine who wants to put Legos together. And some of them are so amazing and complicated, and some are so simple and sweet. It's a great evening to come out, and there's plenty of parking at Kensington. The AADL presents the first annual Ann Arbor Ways, Goose, and Printing Festival. This is a modern event based on something that printers did traditionally in terms of how to refine the craft, to promote the craft of printing. And so we will be using the secret lab, the letterpress, and all the equipment that we've accumulated over time to have a great event for everyone to come out and try their hand at printing. And then, believe it or not, the game will end. Summer Game 2018 will end. There's a game over gala on the evening of Friday, August 31st, and it begins at 6 o'clock, and it is here at the downtown library. So those are 3 things to look forward to in August that you should know about. We had the AADL Ann Arbor Public Schools Summer School Partnerships as part of a strategic initiative of the library, and we had a librarian, this is Laura Rayner, on the steps of one of the schools in town, talking about the library. And we have had a number of field trips in the library over the last few weeks, people coming in and being here. And in my report to the board, I talked about the Summer Institute, the English Language Institute for the summer schools, chose to come to the library downtown for a half day. They're doing it twice, 2 different groups. And they're touring the library, finding out all the things that are available at the library. And this is rising 6th graders, rising 5th graders, and all the way through rising 9th graders. And their theme this summer is reading. And they were through the library, through the secret lab, got library cards. It was great. It was wonderful. They walked down here from Pioneer on one of those really hot days. And from here they went over to the Museum of Art on campus and then walked back to Pioneer from Yuma. So we're very happy that all of this work that we put into reaching out to media specialists and teachers has culminated in something where the summer school principal and media specialists felt that it was so important that they come down here. So we're welcoming them here. A couple weeks ago, an intern from MLI came and asked if he could do a photo gallery of our unusual stuff, our tools collection, and he did. And a librarian in Spain loved it. And so this was picked up by, and I don't speak Spanish. I know it's La Biblioteca, and it was trying to remember now, it's a university in, I can't tell you. Salamanca. Yes, the university in Salamanca. And can you do it, Charlania?
The Ann Arbor District Library shows all types of objects from telescopes to...
Thank you. And so they took some of our photos and they put them up and they highlighted them on their blog, and then we found it online. So we were very happy about that. We have 2 initiatives underway that are also part of our strategic plan. We have found that the bookable meeting rooms at Westgate have been so successful that we have added 2 downtown. We have taken 2 large study rooms on the 2nd floor and converted them into bookable meeting rooms so that there's such a space in the downtown library. So it's making that work in this space. We're also in the process of receiving final architectural renderings so that we can go out to bid on creating bookable meeting rooms in each of the 3 other branches in Trevorwood, in Pittsfield, and Malice Creek. The idea is that when you walk in, you will believe they were always there from the day one of the opening of the branch. They will fit into the architecture. So some of the spaces will be changed, but they will include a room, a space, one case 2, where you will be able to book a meeting room the way you do online at Westgate. So we're hoping for that to happen, and with bids to go out on those projects in the fall. And the library board has asked that administration work toward developing a more diverse workforce. So we have contracted with Cook Ross to bring in a half-day training for supervisors and managers, those persons here who hire, to look at the occurrence of unconscious bias in the hiring process and how we can eliminate that as we move forward. This is a summary of public and staff comments, and the photos here are shared by happy patrons, including a dad and his daughter reading downtown, a pair of young summer game players working on their reading at Westgate, and some summer game sticker play from one young reader. So you can see that. This is the middle school field trippers who visited, I spoke about earlier, who were here earlier this month and got to test their skills on one of our giant Jenga sets. They were all over the games, as you can imagine, adolescents in the library with things to knock down. So they were having a very good time. A patron says, go to AADL's Trevorwood branch to admire gorgeous ash beams and drive the dirt roads of Ann Arbor's Riverside Hoods. So it was like a date. Or, like another patron, look out the windows and see some of our regulars, which we have in the woods outside the library. This patron writes, wonder if it's browsing for a summer game code. We have a patron who is a connoisseur of fast wireless in town. He's actually put up did you say a blog, Rich? Hashtag about the fast wireless in town, and so far AADL tops the locations. So for the fast wireless in town. Looks like things are getting pretty serious for this new library card holder. You know, it's incredibly special when a person gets a library card and they want everyone to know it. I mean, just think about that. What of all the things that you could want the world to know about in your life, getting a library card, I mean, I personally, that's like the most wonderful thing that can happen. And this guy was so funny with it, so we're happy about that. It's great to see how AADL is seen as a valuable resource by organizations in town, including U of M. This tweet is from an incoming law student who makes a point of saying in the very last sentence that the orientation kit also includes information on how to get a library card in Ann Arbor. And I don't think they were talking about the university libraries from the way it was written, so we were happy about that. Speaking of lawyers, no big deal here, but just a justice on the Michigan Supreme Court tweeting about our tools collection, also referencing that same gallery that made it all the way to Salamanca. If you can't check out T-Rex mandibles at your library, well, that's just another way Ann Arbor is lapping your town. Justice McCormick wasn't the only one excited about the gallery on MLive that featured the telescopes, the guitars, art prints, and the T-Rex mandible. Here are a variety of comments that came out about that gallery. AADL is hands down the best thing about Ann Arbor. Oops, sorry. And that's that part of my director's report. And I had a written director's report if anyone on the board had any questions about anything that you saw in the written director's report.
Can you speak a little to the
the Summer Games extravaganza, or is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Summer Games Spectacular was this past Saturday. Thank you. There were well over. Oh, thank you. Obviously, there were well over 1,000 people attending the Summer Games Spectacular. It was hot, but not sunny, so it was okay. I mean, we managed. Everybody was happy there. We were very pleased. I will say this, while all of you are wonderful regulars, and we love you, love you, love you, and we're so glad you're able to be here, it's very gratifying to have a major event and see hundreds of faces that we don't normally see. And that happened last summer at the Spectacular, and it happened this summer at the Spectacular. And so we're so gratified then that the next year we see those people popping up in story times, lectures, programs, and we're building the users of the people who take advantage of the institution by meeting them in the park outside of the library. And so it was a wonderful day. And we had great food trucks. If you don't know about the Spectacular, it's a way to come out and play games in Betts Park. We rent the whole park. We set up all the games that we have and others. The metal detectors are a favorite because things are hidden and kids can find all the things that are hidden. There were 15 codes there. If you didn't know about it, I'm so sorry. There were 15 codes there. Help me out with the circus, the name of the circus? The Aviary, which is a local group in town that does demonstrations and teaches circus arts in terms of mostly on the high wire and on the ropes. They did 3 performances at Spectacular and very well attended, and people loved them, and it's a lot of fun. We partnered this year. The City of Ann Arbor Parks and Rec, their volunteer program, helped us, and we were very happy about that. I mean, you can imagine that many people in one space. It was a lot to keep up with. So we had a great day. Thanks very much. Want to make sure if there's anything else that you all felt needed to be discussed in the...
I just want to say I really appreciated the volunteers who wore the shark outfits and did bubble activities with the kids in the hot weather.
That's a vendor. That's a vendor. That's a vendor. That's what they do for a living, and it's called Shark Bubbles, and they are amazing, and those bubbles are pretty special.
They were.
Yeah, and a big hit. So, and then you have the aviary. You have big events. We have all the the badminton and checker set, the giant checker set. But up near the registration, not the registration, but the table where you can get water and find out where to go around the area, we brought toys out of the story room, trucks and cars and things that roll on the ground, and hula hoops, and they were constantly being used. And so it's an all ages event, and I hope you make it next year. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see here. So every month there's almost like a placeholder in the agenda for the strategic plan 3.3, the downtown library's future. And when Josie and I were talking about the agenda, we thought it might make sense to talk a little bit about the retreat. It's been about 6 weeks, I guess, or maybe longer, 2 months since we had that retreat, and we haven't really had a chance to be together and talk about it since. So this is just a time for us to say, if there's something that came out of it that we feel like we really want to carry forward, or if there are things that we didn't do that we need to add to agendas coming forward. This is a time where we can kind of share some of those thoughts or reactions.
I read the report today. It is 7 pages, and it was somewhat helpful, although it didn't, to me, reflect the spirit of the many hours we put in. I really liked how it's Fran Alexander facilitated, because it was very brainstormy, just in its very nature. I thought the format was helpful. To me, it's not that we did something remarkably forward-thinking in terms of next steps. We laid groundwork for doing more of what we want to see inform our conversations through the year. It's summer now, and I think the pace is a little slower for this group during summer. but I think we can go back to the notes, and there was going to be a visual reflection too. There was a graphic artist who was there, and that wasn't in the 7 pages that we saw.
Yeah, we do have that separately, so
Okay.
I'll make sure that you get that.
Has anyone seen that? Is it good? Is it cool? Well, that's a bad question. Let me try again. Is it helpful to look at that? Does it capture ideas that came across that weren't captured in the 7-page summary?
No.
Okay. Great.
I think it illustrates things that are captured more than it gives ideas that are different that you could only get from images.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did the time work out well?
Yeah.
The shift in time?
Wait, for you?
Oh, I
wasn't there.
Yeah, I know. I was only there for an hour. I went to compete for the mob.
But that wasn't because the time was bad. That was just bad luck.
Yeah, I didn't win.
So we haven't talked about this too much, but one thing that I really appreciated about the retreat was, Eli, you did a great presentation on changes we've already seen downtown.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one thing that day brought out for me more strongly was when we talk about what we want downtown to be, or could be, or ideas for the future, it's not that we've had a long history of stability and, oh my gosh, we need a change. It's this building and our library patrons, our community, the services we offer have been changing for 50 years. And this isn't some special moment in time. It's just another moment with more change in the future.
Yeah, I forgot about that part of the day, and that was really helpful to me too. I mean, personally, I sometimes think about like knowing this institution when I worked here, and then like that at that point I sort of stopped knowing it in a deep way, and then picked that up when we all joined.
Right.
And that intervening period, it was really helpful to get like signposts of what was happening in terms of the downtown library. And you're right, there's just been like constant like move this here, move that there, try to make this work sort of activity.
I felt that there were a few people who attended who were not our staff or not ourselves, had specific thoughts to communicate with us and were very sincere. I was disappointed there weren't more of them. And I think we expected that there would be more. But we'll just keep trying.
Well, maybe we should hold it in the summer, and so people can get points for coming.
Points might be a very good idea.
Yeah, I did catch Eli's presentation at the beginning, and I think the big takeaway for me was that we host over 2,000 events in a year, and that number is pretty remarkable. Am I right? It's over 2,000 events in a calendar year. I don't think people are really aware of the number of activities that happen here.
Yeah. Wait, is that 8 per week? No, that math is wrong. It's 40 per week.
That's a lot.
We had a lot of staff there. The staff were not required. They were volunteering to be there. Is that correct? That was helpful. It was really helpful to have conversations with people who work at the library who have a different perspective than me. That was, the brainstorming was made easier by so many different perspectives. That was kind of a way of saying thanks to folks for coming out.
So we have work ahead of us.
Yes, yeah. I think, personally, like after that event, I think my own style tends toward wanting to hear from everyone in the room. But then sometimes I think like I go too far in that direction, and we spend a lot of time brainstorming, and now I kind of want to talk again about, about what are we going to do, and like what came out of that brainstorming. Like it's almost like we need a second retreat or another conversation to talk about, well, what did we hear? Now where do we want to go? So I think that's something that's just challenging because of the structure of our service, and how we are having an informal conversation in some ways right now, but we're also being recorded on YouTube and there's an audience. So it makes it sort of like it's a challenge, I think, for us to figure out, you know, like you said, there's work ahead, but like, how will we take what we did and move forward?
So the way we timed it out last year that I liked is we took August off, but I think it was September that we had that 3-hour board meeting where we really got into the work. Like we really got into applying that work of the brainstorming.
Yeah.
And I see that happening again in the fall, just in a cyclical way in terms of what happens if summer game is over, and we're thinking more about how we move and build on some of these ideas and what needs to be done right now. I'm not suggesting we address the August question. It just seems to me that it's very cyclical.
Yeah.
So we're gathering pieces, right? So we have the Epic MRA survey results. We have the building analysis. We have to do the rest of the reimagining and hope that the air conditioning and sewage or septic tanks hold out for the remainder of the thousands of events that we do here.
Well, you should all make a note that September might be 3 hours long, so it's good you're here now. Definitely won't be 3 hours. Okay. Anything that we have not covered that you want to cover? No? Great. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for being there for that event. I am glad we had it at that time. It's sort of a hard time because, like, energies fade and things, but it was nice not to have to take that day off of work, I have to say.
And I just think it's nice to have it rather than the same time every year. If we have it at different times, it just meets different people's needs and abilities to come.
Right, true. Okay. All right, so we need to amend the 2017-2018 budget, and Jim's not here, and he's the one who really loves to read resolutions out loud. Are there any volunteers?
Why don't you read it?
Oh my goodness gracious. Page 28. Okay. The board resolves as follows. To transfer $3,545.80 from salaries and wages to purchase services. To transfer $12,090.05 from salaries and wages to building rental. To transfer $870.87 from salaries and wages to capital outlay and maintenance. To amend grants and memorials to reflect the $200,000 actually received. To move $500,000 of the $1,698,737 revenue over expenditures to the capital project fund and the remaining balance of the general fund. That all resolutions and parts of resolutions that conflict with the provisions of this resolution are rescinded.
Support.
Okay.
Question.
So now it's time for discussion. Would you like to say anything to get started?
This is just, a resolution. We have to have a balanced budget at the end of the year, and this is moving the money down to the penny to get that to balance.
What was the budget on grants and memorials originally?
Well, $50,000 was what was put in the budget, but we actually received $200,000.
Thank you.
That's great news.
Mm-hmm. Other questions?
Number 5, move 500,000 of the 1.6 plus million to revenue over expenditures to the capital project fund.
Yes.
And balance. That's just. Can you just give me a little explanation about why the move?
We decided in the finance committee, the last one we had, that we would move $500,000 into the capital project fund for next year from the Epic MRA study that the different things that they have outlined that needs to be done over the next few years. A lot of that will come out of the capital project fund.
The building,
From the
building
building,
fund,
building.
the building fund, the building assessment.
Yes.
Building. Okay.
O'Neill.
Oh, okay,
O'Neill.
sorry, okay,
Right.
you noticed that.
That makes
Right,
sense.
thank you.
Yes.
I knew what you meant.
Same.
Including, yeah, right.
Are we set? Okay. All right, thank
Wait,
you.
I have one question. What's our flexibility on moving things between capital project fund and general fund? Is that changing?
No, we can't.
Once
That
it's
takes
moved there.
board approval to do that.
But the board can do it, is my
Yes,
question.
yes.
Oh, sure.
You can,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so shall we have a vote? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Your vote on August.
All right. So, does anyone motion to cancel the August meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Support.
Okay, now we may have discussion. I hear audible sighs. Okay, so aside from the loss of potential summer game points, let's talk about why we might not meet in August. Josie, do you have anything you want to say?
We do not have any business going forward through the rest of the summer that would require a board vote. So pretty much we'll be meeting for finance report, and we have in the past deferred that report to September from August. This is often the case, and there have been more summers where we don't have an August meeting than when we did. So we're just recommending that you not meet because of the lack of business.
Jamie, do you have a feeling as far as strategic planning and following up on the retreat goes?
Yeah, I mean, like on the one hand, we could maybe use the time to, have sort of a debriefy type, retreaty type discussion. But on the other hand, I mean, I know we're going to be down at least one person. Two in August.
Oh, that's a reason not to, I think for those discussions.
Yeah, gotta have everyone, huh?
Yeah.
That we are more likely to get higher attendance going into fall, and those conversations, if there's a good reason not to wait, then I would say have the August meeting, but I don't hear a good reason not to wait, that it's time sensitive.
Because committee meetings will still continue, so we'll still have our committee meetings.
Yeah.
It's just the general board meeting.
An urgent business usually had, like when we didn't have meet in August last year, the executive committee, if something urgent comes up, we can cover it, right? Okay.
Right. I think it's very sensible to take a break once a year. So that's my opinion. Anyone else?
I mean, I guess I'm happy to meet. It's fine with me to meet. But just like at work, I don't want to have a meeting if there's no business. I mean, that's just a waste of everybody's time. As a board member, I think it's fine. I'm more concerned about the staff time. I mean, think about the work. I mean, setting the room up, videotaping us. There's no reason to spend that money and time if we're not going to have any business. Right. I am a little concerned about the summer game code points, though.
I know, me too.
Yeah, because that's
we come
the
up with
last
something? Okay.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't an August meeting last year.
No, there wasn't.
Okay, so you guys were already sort of like.
It seems like there were a lot of opportunities for points.
I get the sense
You
there's
can
kind of
get
never
points
enough, but
in
yes.
If someone wants to come to my office, you guys can give me a code. I don't think that's a violation of university policy.
I don't know, I'll have to check with that.
So I think the summer game code thing, if there were complaints or issues about that, if you wanted to add a meet a board trustee at 7 p.m. At the time of the meeting or some such thing, I'd be happy to volunteer to shake hands and do anyone who might feel unaware that we weren't going to have it. Other than that,
I'll join you. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I
you
like
guys
that.
should do that.
I like that.
I'd totally do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
I'm not going anywhere, so.
I like hearing people tell us what they like about the library. It's helpful.
You're perfectly welcome to tell us things that you don't like. We should make that clear. I've actually told children at the spectacular, you should come and give public comments. You can sing a song. You can complain. You can say it's whatever you want to say. So we should say that too. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. So canceling August?
Yeah.
Okay. And we don't have to vote about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do need to vote about it?
To vote.
Okay. All right. So, all those in favor of canceling August?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right. Okay, I think that takes us to citizens' comments once again. Anyone else sign up?
I did have another Anthea, or S-A-N-T-H-I, I apologize. Priya? Yes.
And you come to the microphone, please. Unless you, if you guys can't tell, Karen's coming down with a terrible cold.
Oh.
She's not going to be here tomorrow, are you, Karen?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, I am Shanti Priya. I came from India. So I am very happy for this library. I learned much from the books and also how to use the internet through the library websites, and I appreciate that. And also one thing I am bothered about is like the events which you have given some like kindergarten to 5th grade, some of the events, but the same means the grading will be same, but it will be in different library branches at the same time. Then my kids are fighting. Mama, I want to go to this library. Mama, I want to go to this. The other child, no, that is not good. I want to go this way. But actually, my disadvantage is I don't know how to drive. And I have to board the buses and come. So it's little bit confusion about that. So please consider that the same group of the grades should not be in the different branches at the same time.
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's really helpful feedback.
Joy Schultz.
Hi, I'm Joy. I live in Glencoe Hills, and I normally go to Mallett's Creek. Again, prepared some things while listening to everyone. I share the love for Mallett's Creek lockers, which have just enabled me to, go at midnight. Like, if I want to go pick up my books at 3 a.m., I can do that, which has just been delightful in an odd kind of way. Delight's sort of the theme I've got, that the summer game in particular, but the library in general, that that if you're a library newbie, or if you're an Ann Arbor newbie, like, here's all these things that you can learn about how to use the catalog really, really effectively, and different facts about different, dynasties in China, or mysteriously disappeared colonies in Virginia. All the things that you learn about the city, which, I tend to keep to myself. So again, this encouragement to go places that you wouldn't normally go. And Maggie's point about giving adults a chance to play, that I've often thought in the years of work that you lose the sense of seasons if you just go to work day in and day out. Like, you don't have summer vacation, you don't have fall break, like, you just have vacation when you take it, if you get that. And so to have something that says it's summer, I'm really grateful for that. And so I just want to thank the library for existing year-round, but I want to thank them for the summer game. I want to thank Erin, who interacts with people who comment on the badges, for her patience and graciousness, and whoever describes the items in the game shop for being brilliant and hilarious. So thank you all for your time and your attention.
That was really well said about summer. I think I'm glad that was being recorded. Okay, anyone else? No? Okay, all right. Well, thank you all for being here. You all, I'm not gonna cry. I'm definitely not gonna cry. But it's amazing. We do this all year, and in the summer, you all come, and it's so much better when you come. So thank you for being you and for loving the library so much and coming and sharing yourselves with it. Like, you are why we do this. So.
And Jamie, I just want to say, you all were so kind to thank us, but we want to thank the staff, who are the folks who really do all the work that you are thanking us for. So thank you to all the library staff.
There's one more, the friends, because they,
Yes.
so the friends are the people whose work pays for the summer game shop. And oh my gosh, like how colorful and wonderful and sweet of them is that they volunteer and they put so much time into that store. And then you have all these cool things that we can win.
You can have picnic blankets, and then like that you can help you fold. It's great.
Yeah. It's good. It builds our community.
Yes. Is that everyone? All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening, and see you in September.
Oh my gosh.